hopefully everything is coming through here. Actually, let me make sure my sound is working right. Yep, it sounds good to me. All right, great. So I am coming to you today. I want to review the debate between Godlogic, who is a Christian apologist, and a Hebrew Israelite, Yawasap. I listened to this debate and I was a little bit stunned by it. I don't know why. I probably shouldn't have been stunned by it. But the reality is the Hebrew Israelite just made stuff up. Didn't know what he was talking about at all. Misrepresented stuff in Hebrew, like really pulled something out of thin air there, and miscited a source, claimed a verse said something it didn't because they didn't bother to check the Hebrew and they assumed by the English. So we're going to jump into it. We're going to listen to this debate. It's only about an hour long. Play it back at 1 1/4 speed to get through it a little bit quicker, and we'll see how this goes here. But let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So let me see. Gonna do a little transition here, and there we go. Hopefully y'all can see this good. So assuming so, we will go ahead and hit play.
Time will start as soon as you start talking. All right. So, I'm gonna die, huh?
If you can't hear it, let me know in the chat sheet, please, if you're not able to hear this.
Man. So my brother here, he they don't believe the Gentiles can be saved, meaning the non-Israelites. Y'all. He's gonna try to argue that Gentiles that are saved in the scriptures are the Israelites and the Israelites only. And so salvation cannot go to non-Jews, non-Israelites. Ethnically, Israelites can only be saved. And so I think that it's good for us to start off with the basics, which comes with the promise that was given to Abraham. And when we look at this, and I think that you're going to enjoy this too, in the Torah, because you like the Torah.
I love it.
You love the Torah. All right, we love the Torah. What's the only thing we do around here, y'all? We just read. So we're just going to read here. We got Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. And in Genesis chapter 12, verse 3, this is what it says here. It says, hold on, let me get it. It says, I will bless those who bless you, and him who dishonors you, I will curse. And in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed. Did it say some? Did it say a little bit? It said all, right? So that's the Israelite families, right? That's the non-Israelite families, right?
Yep.
So all families of the earth will be blessed. That's the promise that God first gave to Abraham. Then we go over to Genesis chapter 17. He says that you will be a father of many nations, not just one, right? Not just one nation, but many nations. Now this isn't meaning that, the Israelites, and now he's smiling because he's like, wait, the Israelites were scattered to many nations. So let's talk about the Israelites. See, I read your mind. You didn't know that, huh? Yeah. You didn't know
I wasn't thinking that.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking that, brother.
I hope not, because then it would be too easy. So I'm glad you're not thinking that, because he says you'll be a father of many nations. Not that. So the nation of Israel, that's one nation. That's one nation. So that means the other nations are also included in the family of Abraham, as long as they believe in the Messiah. All right. Now I also want to talk about this because we want to establish the covenant.
I can't respond.
Yeah. I'm just my opening. I'm about to land the opening.
Go ahead.
Okay. So with the opening here, we got Deuteronomy chapter 29 that talks about the covenant that's given to the people of Israel. Now, I like this because he said if we go to the context, we're going to die. So just real quick, we're going to die. Let's see if we die here. Let's see which point dies. So we got Deuteronomy 29, 9 to 15. Watch what it says here. It says, therefore keep the words of this covenant and do them, that you may prosper in all that you do. You are standing today, all of you, before the Lord your God, the heads of your tribes, your elders, and your officers, and all the men of Israel. That's all Israel, right? So all the men of Israel are covered. Then it goes, your little ones, your wives. Now guess what? It says, and the sojourner who is in your camp. So this is a non-Israelite, right? From the one who chops your wood to the one who draws your water, so that you may enter into the sworn covenant of the Lord your God, which the Lord your God is making with you today. So just to land this, we see that the non-Israelites are also accepted and sworn into the covenant that's given to Israel. So I'll land that point there. I'll hear my opponent.
All right. You got Genesis 12 up?
All right. So at this point, Godlogic has laid out a solid foundation. What you're going to see with what follows is going to be the epitome of the absurd. So let's just keep going through it.
Okay. You don't got get Genesis 12 in the Hebrew. Let's go through it.
Okay.
Let's go through it.
I'm about to die.
You ready? In Genesis 12 in the Hebrew, when it says V'ka kol meshpakoth, What does that mean?
You tell me.
That means in you all the families. The you is referring to who?
Abraham.
Okay, so that's Abraham.
Yep.
So the word families is an effeminate plural that ends in the oath. What does that indicate?
It indicates that it's not just one family that Abraham is going to be blessing, but all of the families of the earth that's going to be blessed.
I got you. So let me teach you the importance of what this means.
All right, teach me.
Okay. So in the Hebrew, the feminine is also often used to complement or relate to an entity. Who is the entity that is being related to?
Abraham.
So what's being implied here is that the indirect object, the you or the thee, which is Abram, is the one from where the families derive.
That's completely made up. So this Hebrew word translated families is a feminine noun. It's not like it is in the feminine form as if we have the masculine form elsewhere. No, this is a feminine noun. Like wisdom in Hebrew is a feminine noun. So we would not find a masculine form or a neuter form of the noun in Scripture. So this is a complete fabrication here. And it's not the origin of the families that are from Abraham. It's the blessing is in Abraham, from Abraham, by Abraham, to them. But let's keep listening.
That's what the Hebrew shows. This is why even when you go to Galatians 3, right? So when you go to Galatians 3 and you begin to show even the context on where he's drawing that from, it's speaking about Israelites. Let's go there. This is hard.
So let's just take a look at this here. Because this is horrible. Y'all should be able to see the screen here. So here it is in the Hebrew. Like I said, there's nothing there. In the Greek, the same here. So basically it's saying they will be blessed in you, all the families or the tribes or the kindreds of the earth. There's nothing remotely in this suggesting that the families derive from Abraham somehow. The blessing they get is in Abraham. So that's the means by which the blessing comes. And that's what I think he's confusing here in both instances, is that the blessing is in him, not their origin being in him. But if he's not confusing that, I don't know where he's getting that from. It's just not real. It's made up. He's just making stuff up. He probably read something somewhere, or somebody pulled some reference out of context to try to make an argument. But I don't know what to say other than that. I mean, if you make stuff up, you can make the Bible say anything, and that's what they're doing. But let's keep going here, I guess.
Horrible, brother. Horrible, brother.
Yep.
Horrible. So in Galatians chapter 3, right, when it says, and the scripture foreseeing that God will justify the heathen through faith, right? So you're going to say the heathen are non-Israelites, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so when it says justify,
that's what it
through
means.
Faith, what is he justifying them from?
Sin.
So he's justifying them from their sins.
From their what?
From their sins.
From their sins.
Yeah.
I got you. So in Acts 30, no. What's funny is the sin is transgression of the law, right?
Is that all?
So let's go to Acts. I know you're gonna go to Romans.
Okay,
let's
so
go to Acts.
so wait,
hold on, wait, I didn't cut you off.
Okay.
You got all.
So he's trying to say, yes, sin is a transgression of the law. That is not all sin is. Like, unless you have the Mosaic law, you can't sin. That's the basis of the argument he's making. But what happens when we just jump into the Old Testament? We go back to Sodom, for example. Genesis chapter 18. And it says here in verse 20, the outcry of Sodom and Gomorrah is indeed great, and their sin is exceedingly grave. The law of Moses didn't exist yet. What if we go into Genesis 20? This is God speaking to Abimelech, a Canaanite king. He says, I also kept you from sinning against me. He didn't have the law of Moses. But even then, the law of Moses wasn't just for flesh and blood Israelites. For example, if we go into Mark chapter 6, verse 18. Remember, the Idumeans under the reign of John Hyrcanus converted to be Jews. So John the Baptist can say to Herod, it is not lawful for you to have your brother's wife. Is he talking about a Roman law? Or some other religion's law? No, this is John the Baptist. It was a transgression of the Mosaic law for Herod to have his brother's wife. That's the point. So, it's terrible, terrible arguments from a lack of a complete understanding of the scriptures. But we shall continue.
All that time.
But I didn't.
You got all that time. Hold on, brother.
This is supposed to be opening.
Hold on, brother. Oh, is this supposed to be opening?
Yeah.
I'm ready to fight, brother.
I know.
So let's just fight. Forget all that opening stuff.
Okay.
All right. So in the book of Acts chapter 13, right?
You made a lot of points. Can I respond to something?
1 second. In the book of Acts chapter 13 and verse 38, let's look what it says. But it known unto you, men and brethren, that through this man is preached unto you the forgiveness of sins. And by him all that believe are justified from all things. From all things.
Wait, who are justified? It said? Who did it say is justified?
Who did justified? Let's go to verse 26.
No, read what you just read.
I'm going to go to verse 26. Hold on. This is who's justified. This is who's justified. This is who's justified. Check it out. It says, men and brethren, children of the stock of Abraham, and whosoever among you. So who's justified? The children of Israel. Got you. So let's go back.
Wait. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. So this is Acts 13, right? Yeah. So we're gonna read Acts 13. We're gonna read this context here.
Gotcha.
Now you don't know where you cooked yourself. I mean, I think you do, but then you try to skip over that.
Not at all.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Because you read it.
Oh, he cooked himself. This is bad, but bad for him. Great for truth.
Asked you to repeat it, and you were scared to repeat it for some reason.
Not at all.
So you read, it said, all who believe.
Correct.
All who believe.
Correct.
Will be justified. Now you
Who's the all?
Let's see who the all is. So go ahead and read it for
And
me.
after the meeting of the synagogue broke up, many Jews and devout converts to Judaism.
Wait, devout what?
Devout converts to Judaism.
Wait, so this means that they weren't in Judaism before?
Devout converts to Judaism.
So these non-Israelites are able to convert to Judaism, come into the belief of the true God.
What verse are you reading?
Yeah, so like Esther 8:17, where the people, many of them become Jews. That would be an example. Josephus, Philo talks about proselytes, converts, being people of foreign lineage who convert. Josephus in Antiquities 20 gives the example of Isaac, who was a foreign convert. Jesus, Matthew 23:15, talks about how the Jews would cross land and sea to make a proselyte and make him twice the child of hell. In Acts chapter 2, you've got proselytes there on the scene. And in Acts 6:5, you have Nicholas, a proselyte from Antioch. These are all foreign converts. That is how the term was used, was for foreign converts who converted to becoming Jews, like in Esther 8:17. That was the technical term that was used for them, other than them just being called Jews as they regularly were.
By the faith. You read it.
What verse are you reading? What verse are you reading? What verse are you reading?
What verse is this?
Acts 13:43.
That's not the verse I read.
Yeah, this is the context, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you stopped reading before you got there. So yes, that's not the verse you read. You have to keep reading. Or if you go back even earlier, it's clear. Let's keep going now.
Told me that if we go to, look, you smiling too. What he said, if we go to context, I'm gonna die. But guess who's dying?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So let's go.
Context, man.
So in Acts chapter 13 and 38, it says,
we just read.
All right, so check it out. When it says, and by all that believe are justified from all things, from which ye cannot be justified by the law of Moses. Who was under the law of Moses, brother?
Wait, hold on a second.
Yeah. So we already talked about this a bit, but he's going to go back to, I think, Deuteronomy 28 here. Yeah, it is Godlogic.
I'm glad you asked that because I just read it to you. In Deuteronomy 29, who
Let's
was
go
there that was under the law and the covenant? Who got sworn into the
The
covenant?
children of Israel.
And who else was there?
The stranger.
Thank you.
Who was the stranger? Who was the stranger in the context?
Absolute. Good question. The stranger in the context, it says, first, it names all the men of Israel. Then it names their wives and their children, their little ones. Then it says, and the sojourner. So
Who was in your camp?
So he was in your camp. The ones who's chopping your wood and keeping your fire. So
No, this is hold on real quick. This is simple to understand. Relax. This is simple to understand. This is talking about a class system. You understand? A class system of the Israelites.
Really?
That's what this is talking about. Absolutely.
So wait, just to be clear.
Yes, sir.
My question: where did the sojourner come from? Who you're saying that this is an Israelite?
Yes.
Where did the sojourner come from? Who was that did not travel with Moses when they got out of the Exodus? Where did the Israelites come from?
Which sojourner in the context?
The sojourner is in the camp of Moses. Okay, they're with Moses.
You're talking about in Deuteronomy 29.
Yes, in Deuteronomy
That is
29.
an Israelite. Sojourner.
where did they come from?
Sojourner does not. He came from Egypt with Moses.
Okay, so
sojourner does not simply mean somebody that comes from another land. It's a class system.
No.
It's
Hold on.
Yes, it is.
It does mean they don't have to have come from another land, because remember, there were Canaanites when they got into the land of Israel. There were Canaanites who were already there. But when Israel conquered the land and it became their land, then the Canaanites would have been considered these ger, these sojourners. So there is a definite distinction, and we'll get into this more as the debate goes on.
It's okay. Hold it down. So Yawasap, listen. Who all left the Exodus with Moses?
The children of Israel.
Very good. Now, with the children of Israel, they left. Were there any Israelites outside of Egypt before they left Egypt?
Were there any Israelites out of Egypt before they left Egypt?
Yes.
I couldn't answer that.
Okay, the answer is no. They were all there, right? Because you have Jacob that settled there, and then they began to populate Egypt, right? They populated their land.
Right.
So they all was forming within Egypt.
Right.
There were no Israelites outside of that.
Right.
A sojourner is a stranger, a foreign person who's not within your land, who's not part of you. And so what this is saying, what this is saying, there's all the men of Israel that was with Moses. This is Deuteronomy. This is after Exodus. This is after the Exodus of Egypt.
Yeah,
So
I'm listening.
all the Israelites are with Moses. As a matter of fact, it even says, all the men of Israel and their wives and their children. Then it says, and the sojourner who's in your camp. It's a wrap, bro. So you got the sojourners who are non-Israelites that are being sworn into the covenant.
No problem. All you gotta do is keep reading. It's simple. So it says in verse 12, it says that thou shouldest enter into the covenant with the Lord thy God, and into his oath, which the Lord thy God maketh with thee this day, that he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee a God, and he hath said unto thee, and hath also sworn unto the fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Awesome.
Right? So the covenant in the context is dealing with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
You're right.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not done. Because I like sources.
So do I. I got the Hebrew.
All right, so they'll make this argument, but the argument crumbles if you just keep reading. And I don't believe Godlogic ever kept reading, but so I want to make this point here. Here is the text of it. So it says, now I'm in the wrong chapter. Let's try that again. All right. So you stand today, all of you, before the Lord your God, your chiefs, your tribes, your elders, your officers, even all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and the alien who is within your camps, from the one who chops the wood to the one who draws your water. So who is standing there? You have all the men of Israel, their kids and their wives, and the alien. Here's the point. Verse 14. Now, not with you only, or not with you alone. So who's the you? Well, Israel, okay? Because it says, your chiefs, your elders, your officers, your little ones, your wives, your aliens, or the alien who is within your camps, rather. So it's the Israelites and the aliens who are in the Israelite camps. And what does it say? Not with you, not with Israel alone am I making this covenant. Or specifically, these Israelites who stand there that day. Not only am I, not with you alone am I making this covenant and this oath, but both with those who stand here with us today. Who stood there with them that day? Did the alien who was within their camps not stand there with them that day? So not with the Israelites alone, but also with the alien who stands there in that camp. There is no way around it. None. Because they are explicitly said to be standing there. And whoever is standing there is included in the covenant. It's that simple. And it's not like this is the only reference we have to foreigners keeping the covenant. Isaiah talks about this, right? Go to Isaiah 56:6. It says, and also the foreigners, this is the Nakar, who join themselves to the Lord to minister to him and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, everyone who keeps from profaning the Sabbath and holds fast my covenant. The foreigner. So remember, this is not the Ger anymore. This is the Nakar. And the reason for that is we're dealing with the exile. And so they're not going to be foreigners who are now dwelling with the Israelites, but Israel is themselves scattered into other lands. And so as a result of that, there are going to be foreigners that are going to follow after the God of Israel and keep his covenant even in those other lands. And so them, he says, he will even those I will bring to my holy mountain and make them joyful in my house of prayer. So they're coming to Zion. They're going to be joyful there. Bible is very, very clear. But let's keep going.
Right here.
I like sources. All right.
You good, brother?
Nah, I don't know his brother. I don't know his, but he smelled. He's inebriated. He's inebriated. He's inebriated.
That's the first multitude. That's the next one. Strong.
Where's the mic?
We're good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, so this right here.
Can you reload the point that you're making?
What I'm making is that the stranger in that context is an Israelite. It's not just simply talking about somebody from somewhere else. It's talking about a class system of somebody who is employed.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you this in the source. And I'm going to get your number. I'll send you the source. Okay. So it said, more striking, this is talking about Deuteronomy 29. It says, more striking is the language attributed to Moses in charging the judges. Hear causes between your brethren and judge righteously. I'm going to drop down to the point. 1 second. It says, here causes between your brethren and judges righteously between man and his brother, between man and his ger.
What chapter is this?
This is.
Notice that the distinction between the brother and the ger. Judge righteously between a man and his brother, the fellow Israelite, between the man and his ger, that is, the foreigner who is dwelling with him. That right there completely undermines his entire argument. But we're going to look at this source a little bit closer. So let's just keep going first.
I'm reading a book, a source. I'm gonna give you the source. Don't worry.
I want Bible, man.
I'm gonna give you Bible in a second.
Okay, we're good.
Then it says, it is difficult to imagine causing contention with mere strangers, whereas differences between employer and employee. So within this book, in somebody who actually parses out the Hebrew, is telling you that sojourner.
I don't think he knows what parses out means. Nobody's parsing out the Hebrew here. But anyway.
Is an employee.
Right.
That's what that is. So what this is showing you in the context?
Yeah.
This is a class system in Israel. Very simple to understand.
All
All right. Let's just go ahead and look at this book. So this is the book here is we'll go to the page. The Status of Labor in Ancient Israel by Mayer Salzberger. So Mayer Salzberger lived in the late 19th century, early 20th century. If you look at some information on him, here's when he lived, 1843 to 1923. He was a lawyer, a judge on the Pennsylvania Court of Common Pleas, and one of the founders of Dropsy College in Pennsylvania. So this is who he was. And his book does not agree with the argument being made. You see, while yes, he is arguing for an employer-employee relationship between thy ger and the Israelite, that employee is a non-Israelite. That the ger was an important factor in the labor force of the Hebrew Commonwealth is amply attested by the records. And so it goes on into the quote, talks about how they are working. It says there are other instances of similar use of words. The Sabbath commandments in Exodus and Deuteronomy direct the master to prohibit work on the Sabbath, not only by his family, but his slave by thy ger that is within thy gates. Such a command is of necessity addressed to an employer who might otherwise exact Sabbath service from an alien employee who was not a worshiper of the God of Israel. So why is that even a concern? But notice this. So here's the reference, of course, that he gave. Here the cause between your brethren and judge righteously between a man and his brother and between a man and his ger. So who were these? The unsophisticated historical evidence seems conclusive on the matter. Solomon, intent on increasing the splendor of his reign, entertained magnificent building schemes. He built not only the temple, but constructed the fortifications of Jerusalem, the royal palace, and other notable structures. He built Gezer, Beth Horon, the Nether, Balath, Tadmor, in the wilderness and other cities. In carrying out these projects, he was doing what his father King David had dreamed of and projected. Needless to say, the work required a large force of laborers, and the only practicable mode of obtaining them was by enforcement of the mas, or corvée, to which the conquered Palestinian natives had been subjected. David had seen this clearly, so it goes on from there, but let's jump on down to here. Talking about David taking the census of all the Gerim in the land of Israel. So again, who are these? We are left no doubt as to who these Gerim were. The account is explicit. All the people who were left of the Amorites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, who were not of the children of Israel, even their children that were left after them in the land. So these are not Israelites here. And so going back into the account with Moses, it's clear that that is not the case either. You just have to, I mean, there's a lot going on in all of this text. I mean, that's what the whole topic of the book is, but if you just read it, it's abundantly clear. He's not saying that these were Israelites. So, again, I just not even sure what to do with this other than just shake my head. So, we'll continue in the live, though, or the recording.
Let you have the last word for that. I appreciate it. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, he said he's going to bring me a source. He brought a book by who? I got you right now. You got me right now.
Wrong
And it's called the status of labor in ancient Israel.
By who?
I got you.
Okay. So now
I got to zoom out, brother.
It's okay. So now
I got to zoom out, brother.
Watch the difference here. The difference from what he brought and what I brought. Now, what I have is I have the lexicon, which is the biblical breakdown of the Hebrew and the Greek words and the Aramaic. It tells you the definitions, the meanings, the usages. I'm not giving you guys some unknown author. There's some anonymous author. But watch this. So this is what it says in the lexicon. The word ger, right? It says a sojourner, alien. Aliens in the plural. Foreigners, immigrants, sojourners, strangers. So my question to you is this.
Yes, sir.
Can you pull me up a lexicon that demonstrates that the word ger is used to demonstrate a class system?
I just showed you.
No, I need a lexicon.
No, it's not within the lexicon. It's within the parsing of the Hebrew.
I like it.
It's within the parsing of the Hebrew.
I got you. That's good.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. I need to ask you a question.
I'll let you ask.
Is there anywhere in the Bible that ger is related to a Hebrew? Yes or no?
So he's trying to change the topic, of course. here is the theological word book of the Old Testament. It's kind of small, I know, but it says the ger, alien, sojourner, stranger, referring to someone who did not enjoy the rights usually possessed by the resident. The clearest sense of the noun ger is used when of Israel in their sojourn in Egypt. So yes, Israel was ger in Egypt. That is not to say they were a class of the Egyptians, or they were Egyptian by bloodline and born outside the land and then returned to their native land. No, they were ethnically a foreign people born and living as permanent residents in the land of Egypt for the time that they dwelled there. Moses named his son Gershom in memory of his stay in Midian. So, keeps going on to say, the ger in Israel were largely regarded as a proselyte. He was to be present for the solemn reading of the law, showing that he was exposed to its demands. He goes on and talks about that. He also enjoyed many of the same rights as the native and was not to be oppressed. He is mentioned in conjunction with the poor, with orphans and widows. Went with them, he shared in the sheaf left in the field and in the gleaning of the olive trees and in the vineyard, along with the tithe every 3 years. He was to be treated righteously in judgment. And the 6 asylum cities were also cities of refuge for him. In a word, the Lord loves the ger. Israel should not oppress him because they themselves were oppressed and know his soul. These are non-Israelites. These are foreign people who either having already dwelled in the land and then Israel conquered it and it became their land, or through migration moved and took up permanent residence in the land of Israel. It's abundantly clear, but they have an agenda, so of course they have to deny it. But we'll keep going.
Yes or no?
What's your question, sorry?
Is there anywhere in the Hebrew, in the Bible, where in the Hebrew, ger is used for an Israelite? Yes or no?
You have to demonstrate that to me.
Yeah, we just talked about it. It's actually in Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 18 and 19. And so, yeah, Israel was ger in Egypt. That's not ger to themselves. That's the question. Is Israel ger to themselves? The answer is no. David once uses it poetically in a song, in a psalm, to express his distance from his own family, but he is not using it in any type of literal way. It's poetry. But no, in literal context, the Israelites are not ger to each other.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
No problem. So this is the book of 2 Chronicles. In the book of 2 Chronicles,
2 Chronicles.
chapter 15.
When it says that you were sojourners for Egypt?
No.
Oh, okay.
1 second. There's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15 and verse 9.
All right, slow down.
And it says, and he gathered...
Let me catch up to you.
And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin and the strangers with them out of Ephraim and Manasseh. Was Ephraim and Manasseh called strangers? Yes or no?
No, you just missed it. Guys.
So Godlogic is going to go on to make an argument here, and it's not actually an accurate argument because Yawasap made a major blunder. Now, I think his argument would have been accurate if the argument Yawasap made was accurate too. But the issue is that that word ger isn't in this verse. He didn't check his facts. He's going by the King James Version in English. And the word ger or gerim, the plural, is not in this verse at all. So it's not calling anybody of the northern kingdom strangers, foreign residents, anything like that. But what it's talking about is how people of the northern kingdom tribes sojourned, a verb, in the southern kingdom. But it does not call them ger.
This is where reading comprehension got to come
Wow.
in. Do me this favor.
Wow.
Yawasap, I love how you
Wow.
read. Can you read that one more time? I'm going to show you
No
your
problem.
mistake.
No problem. And he gathered all Judah and Benjamin, and the strangers with them out of Ephraim and Manasseh.
Thank you. So the strangers out of Ephraim and Manasseh.
Yeah.
Not that Ephraim and Manasseh are strangers among Israelites, but that... Look, I'm telling you, it's reading comprehension.
Horrible.
It's
Horrible.
it's reading comprehension.
Horrible.
I'm telling you, look, you said that's horrible.
Horrible.
So, hey, when we go to the context, you're dead.
Yeah,
You're dead.
you're dead.
But look, guys, notice how clear this is. It's so clear that among Ephraim and Manasseh, they had non-Israelites with them. You're proving my point. Now, hold on.
that's not what this is saying in the
Let me
context,
also stack
brother.
this. Hold on. Let me stack this. This okay? Keep reading.
horrible.
Let me stack this.
Horrible.
He said, now, in Deuteronomy 29, he said that the covenant is dealing with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the forefathers. You're exactly right. So what did the promise say with the covenant of Abraham? That in you, all the families will be blessed. Listen, look, you acknowledging that the covenant is relating to what God said to Abraham is proving my initial point.
No, it's not.
I established it that God's covenant with Abraham included everyone.
I literally
of
showed you
Israel.
within the Hebrew that is
What
specifically
Hebrew?
dealing with the people that came.
Nope, he didn't show that in the Hebrew. He made a false assertion on the Hebrew. He acting as if there's some masculine form that we would expect in the Hebrew, and no, Hebrew is plain. It's reflective of the same thing in the Greek, and it is reflective of the same thing we see in the English.
From Abraham.
No, you
Very
didn't.
simple.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't bring me a single lexicon. You didn't bring me nothing.
I showed you in the Hebrew. And Genesis 12
What
and
Hebrew
3.
did you show me?
Genesis 12 and 3. I said, are you looking at the Hebrew?
Yeah,
in
of course, the
Genesis
Hebrew.
12 and 3, right there, when it says, in you, all the families of the earth shall be blessed.
Yeah.
Within the Hebrew, it is indicating that those families derive from Abraham.
Nope, that's a lie.
All right, I got a question
Very
for
simple
you.
to understand.
All right,
Go ahead.
so when they left the Exodus, was it only Israelites that left, or what?
No.
So there were non-Israelites with them?
Yes.
So non-Israelites were in the camp of Moses, right?
Yes.
Okay. In Deuteronomy 29, who is it addressing? Is it addressing just the Israelites that's there, or does he say he's addressing everyone that's
In
there?
Deuteronomy 29?
Yeah. Starting at verse.
No problem.
Starting at verse 10 to 15.
Yeah, in Deuteronomy 29, not even all the tribes are there.
Can you
All the tribes are not here in Deuteronomy 29.
Okay,
That's right. In verse 1, it says, these are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel in the land of Moab, beside the covenant which he made in Horeb. Right? So when you drop down, very simple, man.
Read verse 15.
Read verse 15.
Yeah, now, guys, listen to his point. His point was.
This is why it says this.
Hold on, watch this. I know. Watch this. His point is that not all the tribes of Israel are present. Read verse 15.
Correct. It says, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Lord our God, and also with him that is not here with us this day. Exactly.
So
that's what is this showing? The people that are standing here are getting this covenant, and the
Exactly. The people that are standing there are getting that covenant. And the Ger, the foreigners, are standing there.
Israelites that are not here are getting this covenant.
Exactly.
Very simple.
So, but notice this. That
You're
all.
proving my point.
No, yes, Yawasap, you stop it, bro.
Proving my point, brother.
Yawasap, listen. What we demonstrated is that you trying to say that not all the tribes of Israel is present. It doesn't do anything to me because it addresses even those that are not present there in that day, right? As we just read. However, here's the point. The point is that it addresses all the men of Israel, their wives and their children. And then it says, and the sojourner, the stranger who is with you in your camp. These are non-Israelites who are sworn into the covenant, my brother. You got to
No,
do. So you got to
that's
do
not what that is.
Okay, so then you have to look.
Yeah, how could it not be? You have all the men of Israel, their wives and their little. So it's just, I guess it's just the widows, because widows aren't explicitly called out. So the strangers, the Ger are the widows. Is that what we're doing now? I mean, come on. The unmarried old ladies, maybe never married. That's who it is. Just this these kind of random women. That's the Ger. And then why are they the ones stuck carrying the wood in the water? I mean, come on.
Look, this is what you have to do for me. I need you to demonstrate for me that an Israelite. Wait, listen.
An Israelite being called a stranger?
No,
I just did.
Yeah, listen to what I'm asking.
Go ahead, brother.
Demonstrate for me a sojourner. And no, you didn't, by the way.
Yes, I did, by the way.
Okay. a sojourner who is an Israelite right after the Exodus. Where are these Israelites?
This is what you're not understanding, that my position is. And you can disagree if you want. My position is that this is a class system. That's why that sojourner...
It can be a class system, but the class system, the Ger, is still a foreigner. There's no way around that. That's just what it says. It's Yawasap, and he's a Hebrew Israelite in Godlogic.
is somebody who is employed. And I just read a source of somebody who parses out the Hebrew, and it showed that. That's what this is talking about.
Again, he doesn't know what parses means. Nobody parsed out the Hebrew. He didn't even explore the Hebrew. He's making a broader historical argument, not specific to the meaning of the actual word ger, but is suggesting that within the use of the word ger was at least sometimes a relationship of an employer to an employee. That's clear. Now, what's important to recognize is that this was not a, what's the word I want? It was not a situation where if this author is even right, that, which is a whole different question. But if he's even right, it's certainly not the case that the ger was always an employee. In fact, if we go into Leviticus chapter 25, which they're going to do, but we'll go there real quick. And let's see here. And was it verse 43, I believe? No. So here we go. Let's flip back the screen and check this out. So why this falls apart? It says, verse 45. Let me scroll down. It says, then too, if it is out of the sons of the sojourners who live as aliens among you that, I'm sorry, no, that's not it. So this is referring to the Toshab, just to be clear, not the ger. This is where I'm looking for. Verse 47. So it says, now if the means of a stranger, that is a ger, or a sojourner, a Toshab, with you becomes sufficient, and a countryman of yours becomes so poor with regard to him as to sell himself to a stranger who is sojourning with you, or to the descendants of a stranger's family, then he shall have redemption rights after he has been sold. So a stranger could be in fact very wealthy in the land. And so this kind of undermines this whole, this is employee-employer. The author that he's citing is arguing based upon the possessive pronoun thy or your stranger, though I'm not sure that that's definitely clear either. This could simply refer to the foreigners who are dwelling with you, not necessarily that are employed by you. Clearly they have to work and they have to participate in the labor efforts for the community, and so in the text of Deuteronomy 29 they're carrying wood and water, but that doesn't strictly make them employees. It's the text just isn't sufficiently clear in my opinion. But regardless, his argument is not maintained based upon the text. No, I thought I was showing the text and I was not. We'll keep going there.
What Hebrew did they, what lexicon did they quote?
I'm gonna have to go into it.
What, okay, no worries.
Simple.
None.
What Hebrew dictionary did they quote?
I'm gonna have to go into it. We can.
My brother, what lexico's summary did they quote?
What? Listen.
You want me to trust you, but
I know, you don't gotta trust me.
We don't trust you. Where Cap at? Cap, where you at, man? What you say? We don't trust you, man. Oh, you behind? Yeah, look at him. He's thinking quiet, just eating his popcorn like, damn, I'm gonna get cooked.
Not at all. Not at all. So you ready to move on from this, or you gonna keep playing right here?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Wait, no, I'm not ready to move on.
No, we're gonna have to move on.
You're
Every verse that you brought up, I dealt with. Yeah. I would like for you to deal with certain
No, he
things in
didn't.
anthropology. So I have some questions.
He didn't at all.
I have some questions. No problem. We can get back there in a second.
No, it's not getting back there.
No, we're gonna have to move on, brother. If not, we're gonna keep talking about what does this mean, what does that mean.
Look,
very simple.
I'll have no problem moving on if you concede to the point.
No, I don't concede to the point. Those are Israelites.
We ain't going nowhere.
Those are Israelites. Those are Israelites, brother. Not at all. We're gonna have to.
You guys have to decide on what we're gonna do as far as the back and forth, right? So
We're doing good.
Hold on, I thought we was doing good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. If we're good, you guys good, then we're moving on. I just want to make sure you guys are good with that.
I ain't got no problem with him. I just want to be able. I want to be able to present a scripture. Every scripture that has been brought up has been presented by him, and I simply dealt with it. That's it.
You didn't though.
I simply dealt with it. Just because you disagree,
going a
doesn't
little
mean, it does not
faster
mean
to
that I
get
did not
through
deal
this
with it.
real
I
quick.
answered the question. Just because you don't like the answer to the question doesn't mean I didn't answer the question. So now that, hold on, I'm gonna let you talk right here. I promise I'm gonna let you talk right here. So just because you did not agree with my answer, once again, that that the sojourner within Deuteronomy 29 is talking about a class system, and that in Genesis 12, those families are talking about the families that derive from Abraham. Just because you disagree doesn't mean I didn't answer it.
Okay, so this is my problem, bro.
Simple.
My problem is simple. My problem is not that I disagree with you. My problem is that you didn't substantiate what you said.
Absolutely.
So notice the
Absolutely
difference between us is I brought you a lexical source saying exactly what I said. I brought you scripture, word for word, said exactly what I said. When I asked you basic questions based on the context I'm supposed to die in, you died. So,
Not at all. Not at all.
That's my point, bro.
Not at all.
You got to substantiate it.
I already did, brother.
Okay, so I'll ask again. On what basis of the Hebrew language do you have, not just somebody said so, that's an appeal to authority fallacy.
That's not an appeal to authority fallacy.
Okay, then.
It's somebody simply that is parsing out the Hebrew, and he lists the group of sources that he parsed it out within the book.
Where? Show us the source he's parsing it out in.
Brother, this is not a PowerPoint debate on YouTube. It's face to face.
I'm ready,
So what I'm telling you is, what I'm telling you is, I showed you the source, and what we have to do is, you're just gonna have to understand. We're gonna agree to disagree, brother.
Let me read this.
And let's move on.
Let me read this. Let's get Leviticus. Let's get the Leviticus source. Because we're gonna show you. I'm asking
Leviticus
who the sojourner is here.
17:13. So any man from the sons of Israel, or from the sojourners who sojourn among them.
Stop there. Read it one more time. Everybody, I need y'all to listen and key in closely. Go ahead. Wait. Yawasap, I need you to hear this.
I'm listening.
So any man from the sons of Israel.
Wait, stop. Who's that talking about?
The sons of Israel.
Who are they?
Who are the sons of Israel?
Yeah.
The sons of Israel.
Does that encapsulate the whole tribe? All tribes?
It depends on the context. Where you at?
We're in Leviticus.
Yes.
Okay, got you. So he said, guys, it's okay? He said yes. In Leviticus, in the context, the sons of Israel is including
Where in Leviticus are
all.
you?
Leviticus chapter 17.
Leviticus 17:13. So any man from the sons of Israel,
What translation are you reading?
or from the sojourner who
ESV?
sojourns among them.
Yeah, so if you want to get it in your one, you can get it
What
yourself.
translation are you reading? I'm asking.
ESV.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So notice, now watch how your concession, it helped me. Look, you just acknowledged that in Leviticus, the sons of Israel includes all the tribes of Israel. Everyone that's an Israelite is included in the sons of Israel. But then it makes a distinction. It says not just the sons of Israel, but who?
From the sojourners who sojourn among them.
So who are the sojourners who are sojourning among all of Israel?
And the thing is this distinction happens repeatedly throughout the book of Leviticus and in Deuteronomy, but it's over and over and over as you read Leviticus.
People who are not Israelites.
Beautiful.
In the context.
Beautiful.
In the
So what
context.
do you say about them?
So where I have to ask then, he acknowledges that these ones are non-Israelites. Where do they go when we get to Deuteronomy 29? They just like, poof, they're gone. Magic. I mean, really?
That has nothing to do with Deuteronomy
It
29.
has everything to do with it. Because notice, all of this is happening in Moses' camp.
So hold on. So what?
Right, exactly. The strangers are consistent. I mean, of course, some die along the way and things happen, but ultimately, the strangers are the strangers.
Once again, in Leviticus, in the same book,
Yeah.
does it call Israelite strangers?
You gotta show me the verse.
No problem.
Yeah, to God.
Leviticus 25. You got it? Leviticus 25. Read that for me. Got it.
This is the book of Leviticus.
Leviticus 25?
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 23.
Go ahead.
The land shall not be sold forever.
No, I want where it says the
For the
stranger.
land is mine, for ye are strangers and sojourners with me.
Yeah, see, Yawasap didn't even want that verse because he knows that's not a good verse to go to because it's God and the Israelites, and they are strangers to him. The question is, are Israelites strangers to each other?
You got what?
Ye are strangers and sojourners with me.
You're the one that waxed and poured.
Let me read
I got
this.
you. Hold on. I got you. Read.
Who's that speaking?
Straight to the point.
This is the book of Leviticus,
Yeah, who's that
chapter
speaking?
25 and verse 35.
Leviticus 25 and 35. Just 1 second, brother.
I
Listen.
just read 23 and 23.
I've been patient with you,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
I ain't reading
I've been-
23 and
Hold on,
25.
brother.
I like to go
Hold on. Let me
point.
talk. I've been patient with you. You understand?
Yeah, I like to go point for
There
point.
you go. We're gonna go point for point. Read that. 35.
You're
That's
giving
what
me
I
the
want.
one.
This is the book of Deuteronomy.
brother.
Slaki, this is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 35. And if thy brother be waxen poor,
Who's the brother here?
The Israelites.
Read.
and fallen in decay with thee, then thou shalt relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger.
Though he be a what?
Though he be a stranger.
This proves the class system. Because this stranger right here is an Israelite that is being.
Nope. Let's let it go, and we'll get into it though.
Employed by another Israelite. This proves the class system, right? Read it again from the top.
And if thy brother be waxen poor,
Come on.
and fallen in decay with thee,
Come on.
then thou shalt relieve him.
Go ahead.
Yea, though he be a stranger,
Though he be a what?
though he be a stranger,
Is this stranger an Israelite? Yes or no?
Yeah.
or a sojourner.
Clap it up. Clap it up for
Godlogic got that wrong
Watch
there.
this. Hey, Can I respond to this?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So you were,
Go ahead.
what did you say was going to kill me?
Context.
Context.
Because you just said that stranger's an Israelite.
Now watch this. Watch
And if
this.
you drop down,
Wait, hold on.
there's a different stranger there.
Oh, we're going to see.
Go ahead.
According to this context, who are the strangers among?
Who are the what?
Who are the strangers among?
Who are the strangers among?
Yes.
Israelites.
Okay, and when is this talking about?
When is this talking about?
Yes.
This is when they're in the wilderness.
Yeah, but hold on. Notice how it's talking about.
He's giving the law
Wait.
to the children of Israel in the wilderness.
Did they possess the land?
No.
Okay, so
That's why it's a. What they did was they gave the law to the children of
Watch how we
Israel
break
in
this
the
down.
wilderness for what?
Watch how we break
He
this down.
gave the law to the children of Israel in the wilderness
have
for
the land
what?
yet.
So they know what to do when they're in the land.
Beautiful.
So that right there.
That's what you just
hold
said.
on. So that right there in Leviticus 25 and 35, you just admitted that stranger is an Israelite.
I sure did.
So there you go.
Now watch
So
this.
this is a
Are you
law
gonna let
for
me-
what?
Are you going to let me lead now?
Go ahead.
All right, so follow me now, just like I followed you.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
So I agree with you
Yeah, brother.
that in this context, the sojourner is the Israelite.
Got you.
Now, when I ask you for a reason, when is this talking about? Is this talking about when they're in the wilderness with Moses, or is it talking about after they possess the land?
Both.
Where does it say that? Where does it say that while they're in the wilderness?
Because I just showed you in Deuteronomy, which is afterwards.
No.
as they're sitting there. Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely.
Bro, you just read the verse and it says,
Read it
when
again.
you possess
Let's read
the
it again.
land, right?
Let's read it again.
Okay, yeah, let's go ahead.
Let's read it again.
Before you read, we got an announcement.
30 minutes coming up. 30 minutes. You're about to hit the right number.
Let's read Leviticus 25 and 35 again.
This is the book of Leviticus.
Wasn't there a verse before that?
I'll read them both.
No, Leviticus 25 and 35. That's the point I wanted.
Yeah, but there was a verse you read before that.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. Go ahead. Read it.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 25, and verse 35.
Come on.
And if thy brother be waxen poor, and fallen in decay with thee, then,
So, once again, who is this brother here?
Hey, this one.
Okay, there you go. Read.
then shalt thou relieve him. Yea, though he be a stranger, or a sojourner, that he may live with thee.
Yeah.
So that stranger's an Israelite, right?
Cool.
No
Now,
problem.
when is
So
this
you
talking about?
said,
You're not answering
hold on,
my
I just
question.
want to say this real quick.
You said a lot.
For the audience right now. You've been saying a lot, man.
No, I've
you
been
said
listening
that
to
there's
you.
nowhere
I've
in
been
the
listening to you.
Bible.
I was talking
You
about, bro.
said there's nowhere in the Bible that what?
I never said that.
You didn't say that?
I never said that there's nowhere in
man.
no,
Show it.
I never, yeah.
Oh,
He never said that.
I never said that.
Go ahead, brother.
No,
No, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is what I said. I demonstrated that contextually, the sojourners that's with Israel, specifically in the time they're with Israel, these are non-Israelites. I never said that Israelites are not called strangers or sojourners. I never said that. I just asked you to show me, and I asked you to show me because I knew that the context you would take me to would kill you. Remember? So I'm gonna just use your language. Now watch what it says here. Now this is the ESV. The KJV messes you up. It says, now if a brother of yours, and this is in Hebrew as well. Now if a brother of yours becomes poor and his means with regard to your you fall, then you are to sustain him. It's okay. It's all right. It's gonna be embarrassing. Like a sojourner.
You reading 35, correct?
Yeah, 35. Like a sojourner. Not that he is a sojourner, but you treat him like a sojourner. Like a sojourner or a foreign resident that he may live with you. Now, watch this, guys. So this already destroyed that, but I wanted to even grant you. I wanted to grant you this because even your point, even though I grant you it, it doesn't hurt me. Because in the context, in Leviticus 25, it's talking about when you possess the land. Not when you're in the wilderness with Moses right now, but when you possess the land. Now,
So yeah, that's the issue, is the translation. So let's just take a look at it real quick. Pivot over. So look, here's the King James. Yea, though he be. See that italics? That is added to the text. Here's the Geneva Bible, which predates the King James Version. Moreover, if thy brother be impoverished and fallen in decay with thee, thou shalt... that's some old English. Relieve him, and as a stranger and a sojourner. So as one, right? As a stranger and sojourner. Even in the Septuagint, right here. See hos, proselutu right there. Host proselyte, as a proselyte, essentially. The new here, like a stranger, sojourner, like a stranger. So, as a stranger. That's the translation of the Septuagint. It's they're caught up on the King James Version. The point is that they are to treat a poor Israelite like they treat a foreign resident. They're to provide food and clothing for them. They're to help sustain them through their poverty. They're not just to leave them on the street. That's the meaning. It's not calling their brother a stranger.
Here's my question: When they possessed the land, was the land divided among the tribes?
Absolutely.
Okay, so another tribe.
That's why in Chronicles, where I just showed you, those strangers that came from Ephraim and Manasseh.
Except in Chronicles, the word stranger wasn't actually in the Hebrew.
Okay,
Those strangers.
It's okay.
Those strangers.
Guys, the more he talks, let him do it.
That's why I just showed you those strangers that came from Ephraim and Manasseh were Israelites.
No, they wasn't. Okay.
You just proved it.
No.
Because they divided the land amongst each other.
So they divided the land amongst.
Simple.
I got you. They divided the land amongst each other, and so then now the Israelites, the sojourners, can be sojourners of Israelites within the land, right? Is that correct?
Say that again.
That Israelites can be sojourners in another part of the land that was given to them because they're in another.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now here's my question.
Or it can, just like this shows.
Please stop there.
But I'm just gonna say, but just like that shows. Hold on. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
All right. So here's my question.
Go ahead.
In Deuteronomy 29, was they in the land?
No.
Okay, so there was no land that was divided among the Israelites.
No.
They were in the wilderness, is that correct?
Yes.
So there were no Israelite sojourners among Israelites yet in Deuteronomy 29 when the sojourners were sworn into the covenant. So this is why I said the context is going to kill you. Because according to the context, there's no divided land where there's sojourners of their brothers. Here, the sojourners are non-Israelites that are in the wilderness. No land is given yet.
Because the sojourner is indicating somebody of a class system. I proved that in Leviticus 25 and 35.
No.
I literally proved it. I literally proved it, brother.
He missed the point. He missed that it's not saying the brother is a stranger. He is to be treated as a stranger. But not just as a stranger and a sojourner. So that's really difficult. Like a stranger or a toshab. See, it doesn't even work for them. Though he be a stranger or a sojourner, how would an Israelite be a toshab? What does that even look like? There's all this focus on stranger, and we never really talk about what would a toshab? How would they be a toshab? That just doesn't even make sense.
I need to see it.
I just read it.
Where?
Just because you read it again, brother.
No.
Read it again.
Not the book of Leviticus. That's the verse.
That's the verse that. Hold on. That's the verse that proves it.
You're not hearing my question. My question is, where is this class system of sojourner being implemented?
Right here.
No, I know the verse. Where are they?
They're in the wilderness.
No, they're not.
In Leviticus?
In Leviticus, it says, when you possess the land, do this. Right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's talking.
Hold on. They're not going to apply this law also while they're in the wilderness?
They're not. No, not
Hold on. They're not going to apply the laws that are given to them, even though they're in the wilderness?
Notice the bait and switch.
No, I didn't make it switch.
Yeah, let me show you.
They're not going to apply this law, even though they're in the wilderness?
Let me answer you.
Yeah, brother.
So notice how you tried to twist the words. I didn't say that they're not going to follow the laws until while they're in the wilderness. What I said is that in context, what he's talking about how to treat certain people that come amongst them when they possess the land. So the whole caveat is, the whole umbrella is, when you possess the land, do this. However, in Deuteronomy 29, this is before they possess the land, and they have sojourners with them. So there's not an Israelite sojourner yet. Everybody's an Israelite.
And he wants to focus on the class system in Deuteronomy 29, but it doesn't work because you have all the men of Israel. Even if there's a class system, they're still one of the men of Israel. They don't become a non-man of Israel because they would be in a class system. So, it doesn't work.
Is accounted for. Now the sojourner is a non-Israelite who's sworn into the covenant. It's over.
I disagree, brother.
Why?
I disagree.
Okay. Why?
I just read it. I just read it, and I just continue to repeat myself.
Yeah.
All you keep doing is repeating yourself, brother. That's all you keep doing. Yeah. But even if that was right, what does this have to deal with Gentile salvation?
Excellent question. So here's
not at all.
God, he asked an excellent question.
Not at all.
He said, even if I grant you this position, what does this have to do, with non-Israelite salvation?
Correct.
Right? So according to you, those who are of the covenant are the ones who receive salvation, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so the fact that non-Israelite sojourners are being sworn into the covenant means that they have access to salvation.
No.
Even based on your standards.
No, not at all.
So if a stranger, if a non-Israelite is part of the covenant, is being sworn into the covenant, do they have access to salvation?
Yes, but they weren't.
That's the point.
That's the point. They weren't.
Okay.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. Been very patient with you, brother. Been very patient with you. Okay. So can we move to the Book of Revelation?
Do you concede?
No, I don't concede. Let's move to the Book of Revelation.
That's
brother.
tough.
This is a
See,
terrible
notice
idea.
I ain't went to the New Testament yet. I've just been in the Tanakh.
That's where we gotta go.
I've just been in the Tanakh.
That's where we gotta go. That's where we gotta go. That's where we gotta go, brother. Read that. Come on. I love it, brother. I love it. Go ahead.
I have one more question for you too, based on this too. But
I got you. Read, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Who are these nations?
I'm sorry, what chapter and verse is this?
That's Revelation 2 and 26.
Okay, can you
Who
read
are
it
those
one more
nations?
time?
I got you.
I gotta get it up. Hold on.
Read it.
Revelation,
The book
sorry.
of Revelation, chapter 2,
right.
and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations.
Who is he giving power over the nations?
Those who are against God's people.
Those who are against God's
Who
people.
are against God's people. Yeah.
So, who's getting this power?
The people of God.
Read the next verse.
And he shall rule them
I can't believe
with
you
a rod of iron.
Yeah.
And as the vessels of a potter, shall he be broken to shivers.
So this is going to happen with the children of God ruling over the other nations, correct?
Is that right?
Correct?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I
I'll read the verse.
So he's going to give this to the children of God to rule over the other nations, correct?
Yeah, to give them power.
To give them power and rule over the other nations. Read it again.
Over the world.
No, read it again.
Yeah.
Because this is what he's doing to the other nations. Read.
What are we about to see? And we're about to see who these
This is the
people
book
are.
of
that got
Revelation,
victory.
chapter 2 and verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken.
That boy
to
better read.
shivers.
Okay, so who's ruling over these nations again?
Can I answer you?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let the Bible speak, okay?
Go ahead.
All right, so here,
ahead.
he asked me, who are these people, right? So let's see who are these people that Christ gave victory over these nations, right? Over these people that go against them. It says here in Revelation chapter 5, verse 9 and 10, it says, worthy, and they sang a new song saying, worthy are you to take the scroll and to open its seals, because you were slain and purchased for God with your blood people from every tribe and tongue and people and nation.
Crazy thing about that verse is it says every tribe. That is the word phule. That is the same word the Septuagint translates into families in Genesis 12:3.
And you made them to be a kingdom and priests to our God, and they will reign upon the earth forever. I cannot believe you went to Revelation. So who are they? They're the people of God from every people, nation, language, and tongue.
So you're telling me the people of God from all other nations are going to rule over who?
The nations that rise up against
In
God.
Revelation 2, where is John the Revelator quoting this from?
Patmos?
Where is he quoting this from?
Oh, you mean the scripture passage? You gotta tell me.
You don't know where he's quoting this from?
You gotta tell me, man. Teach me.
Read.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee for the heathen for inheritance.
Ask of who?
Ask of me.
Okay, who's the one that needs to do the asking in this context?
People?
What people?
That's a messianic prophecy.
What people did it
What
say?
people?
What people did it say?
Read it again.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Who's the heathen here?
Those who are going against God.
No. Those are non-Israelites.
Yes, they're non-Israelites, those who are going against God. That's why 1 Corinthians 12:2 says you were heathen or you were pagan ethne. It's not, as Hebrew Israelites like to imagine, that they are Israelites who used to be Gentiles.
No, wait, where does it say?
Keep reading.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 2, and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
Beautiful.
And thou shalt dash them to pieces
Beautiful.
like a potter's vessel.
So this is where John the Revelator is quoting this from.
Okay.
So John the Revelator is literally saying he's giving power to the children of Israel to rule over the nations. And
No.
Christ's return.
All right,
Very simple.
Here's my question to you.
It's very simple.
I got you. Within Israel, is it only Israel that's within Israel, or do they always have sojourners with them, or non-Israelites?
There's not Israelites that sojourn.
Thank you. So those who are sided with Israel, who believe in the one God, share in that victory over the nations that rise up against
Not
them.
at all.
Just like when we just read here,
Isaiah
it
60.
says from a people from every tribe, every tongue, every nation gets the kingdom, and he rises them as priests to God. So according to the verses that you're talking about, all of these are believers who come into the faith from everywhere who God has given victory. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go there in a second because I'm still proving my point in Revelation 2. It's very easy to understand. So Hebrews 6, Isaiah 60. Go ahead.
Hey, what about this? I need an answer to this.
I'm gonna answer that. I'm still proving my point on who these people are in Revelation 2.
I just refuted your point just now.
You didn't refute it.
Okay, so
your eschatology is horrible.
Okay,
Let's go to Isaiah 60.
If it's horrible, tell me who this is. Who is it?
Hold on, brother. I'm gonna go there in a second.
Every
I promise.
tribe,
I promise I'm gonna go there in a second.
Brother,
I promise.
right now. Go there now.
Isaiah.
Go there now.
Read it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and verse 10.
Straight to the point.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
Wait, what's
This
this?
is Isaiah 60 and
So
10.
we shuffled to Isaiah now?
I'm going to go back to Revelation.
My God.
Because you're saying, this is what you're saying. You're saying that the children of God in Revelation 2 are all nations and not strictly Israelites.
According to Revelation
I'm going to
5.
show you in prophecy
Answer.
that you're wrong.
Oh, so read. So
This is
No,
the book of Isaiah.
you're wrong.
So the Bible
read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and verse 10. And the sons of strangers.
Who are these strangers here?
You gotta tell me.
No, you tell me. Who are these? That's the question for you.
You gotta read the context.
Read.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, and verse 10.
Go ahead.
And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls.
These are non-Israelites.
Okay.
Read. So whose walls are they building up?
Which strangers are these?
Whose walls?
You know, it's funny they say these are non-Israelites, but if we follow Hebrew Israelite logic, we could just as well argue these are Israelites in a Gentile state of mind, or is scattered Israelites. I mean, it's funny when you start applying their own arguments against them.
Walls are they building
I
up?
got you, Israel. Which strangers are these?
So those strangers, those non-Israelites,
Which
are
ones?
building up.
Which ones?
These are people that are in the kingdom.
No.
And
wait,
yes, they are.
Wait, which
Yes,
one?
they are. That's what they're building.
Answer the question. Which strangers are these that are going to be building and serving Israel? Which strangers are they?
Read it. You're gonna see. I'm gonna read the context. I got you. I got you. Read.
Just say you don't know.
I do know, brother.
Then tell me. Right now. Wait. Before you read, since you know, who are they?
These are the strangers that fought against Israel.
Boom. Thank you. So now,
All the strangers are gonna fight against Israel.
no, they're not.
Yes, they are,
so,
brother.
Wait. So even the even you notice this doesn't make any sense. You just said that among Israel are strangers that side with Israel. Are they going to
No,
fight against
I
them
didn't
too?
say that.
You literally said that.
No, I said that there were strangers that sojourned amongst Israel.
Exactly.
It does not mean that they just sat there and did everything with them and for them, and they were pleased to dwell with them.
Oh,
Not at all.
We done already?
Oh, really? Let's find out if this is the case. Let us go to First Chronicles. And let's see. First Chronicles. Was it chapter 9? I thought it was chapter 12. Here we go. First Chronicles, chapter 11. Let's take a look at it. First Chronicles 11, and let's look here, right here. Ithma, the Moabite. So Ithma the Moabite. Who's Ithma the Moabite? Let's go back up. And what we will find is that these are among the mighty men of the armies of Asahel, the brother of Joab. So these are David's mighty men. Okay? These are the mighty men of David's army. And yet, what happens when we go into 2 Samuel chapter 8? He defeated Moab. So did you have a Moab siding with David in Israel? You did. Wah, wah. There goes that argument.
Yeah, read that.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 10. And the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls,
Go ahead.
and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor I have had mercy on thee.
Go ahead.
Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Come on.
They shall not be shut day nor night.
Go ahead.
That men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
And that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom.
Who's the nation and kingdom here?
Bro, it's 5-minute closings.
Oh, no. 5-minute warning. 5-minute warning.
Till 50. Okay, gotcha.
Come on, brother.
Okay, yeah, no worries. So can I respond to you then?
Yeah, read it again. Read it again. That last
You don't
verse.
gotta read all because I don't want you to waste your time.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 12.
Hold on. And relax. Relax. In Isaiah 60, when it said the nation and kingdom that shall not serve thee, who's the nation and kingdom?
Those who are against Israel.
Only those who are against Israel? Who's the thee?
When it says those
who's the thee then in the context?
It just told you. It just said those who will not serve you. Right?
He's ignoring the people who are counted as part of Israel. As if foreigners weren't counted as part of the nation. The strangers were counted as part of the nation.
Right? So these are the ones
Who's
who
the
are
thee in the
against
context?
Israel.
Israel.
Yeah, the Israel and those who are joined
So
with them.
all of the nations and kingdom that will not serve the Israelites shall what?
They'll be destroyed.
They'll be destroyed.
Yeah.
So in the kingdom of heaven, all of the heathen have to serve who?
No. Watch this. This is where you're getting it mixed
In
up.
the kingdom of heaven,
No.
all of the nations have to serve who?
Watch this. Can I answer you now fully? I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you. So notice how we just broke this down, ladies and gentlemen. According to who the kingdom is made up of, it's made up of every tribe, every people, every tongue, every nation, every language. And he ignored that and went to the shuffle. And then tried to say, see, strangers are going to serve. Which ones? The ones that are against the people of God. So it's not every stranger on the earth, but only those who are against God. So when the strangers who join themselves to Israel, they are also called people of God. Matter of fact, hey, give me Isaiah. Give me Isaiah. Give me Isaiah where it talk about the Egyptians and the Assyrians.
Oh, I love that
Watch
verse.
this. I bet you do. Watch this. We're going to see who are the people.
Isaiah chapter 19, verse 23.
Yep.
On that day there will be a road from Egypt to Assyria, and the Assyrians will come into Egypt, and the Egyptians into Syria, and the Egyptians will worship with the Assyrians. Hold on, verse 24. On that day Israel will be the third party to Egypt and Assyria, a blessing in the midst of the earth, whom the Lord of armies has blessed, saying, Blessed is Egypt, my people, and Assyria, the work of my hands, and Israel, my inheritance.
Whoa. You mean to, wait. You mean to tell me that Yahweh just said that a foreign nation who used to enslave Israel, that he's now calling Egypt his people? You mean to tell me that the Assyrians who once stood up against Israel are redeemed and now they're called
The work of my hands.
the work of his hand? So then Israel, and then wait, just so we don't get it confused, it says that Israel is a third in this party. And what does it say about
My
Israel?
inheritance.
So we got Israel, my inheritance, Assyria, the work of my hands, and Egypt, my people.
That's bad. You ready? You ready for the response? Hey, Godlogic, pay attention. Godlogic, pay attention. Ready? This right here is Isaiah 19 and the LXX. You agree with the LXX?
Yes, I do it. Sure.
Yeah. It's Isaiah 19 and 25. Okay? It says, the Lord of heaven's armies will pronounce a blessing over the earth, saying, Blessed be my people, right? Right? Blessed be my people that are in Egypt and among the Assyrians, even Israel, my heritage. Now, this is also something that is in the book of Zechariah. So what is this showing? This is talking about the Israelites who were in those captivities and in those lands.
He's about to destroy himself. The verse he's about to go to is the verse I go to against them, and he doesn't even realize what he's reading. But let's just go ahead.
I'm going to show you something. This is Zechariah. This is Zechariah right here, chapter 10 and 10. You got it? If you got to get it first. No, I want Zechariah 10 and 10.
And just let you know, right after this, you can respond to it, and then we'll be done. We'll go into 5-minute closings.
I got you. Zechariah 10 and 10. Read it.
It's the book of Zechariah, chapter 10 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
I will bring them again also out of the land of Egypt.
Out of what?
Out out of the land of Egypt and gather them out of Assyria.
So is this Israelites?
How are you going to have God's people in Egypt and Assyria if they're only Israelites, if all of the Israelites have been taken out of Egypt and Assyria? I mean, really? You've just proven your own claim wrong. And you appealed to the text. I mean, seriously. Zechariah 10:10. I will bring them back from the land of Egypt and gather them from Assyria. So he doesn't have, if his people are only Israelites, he doesn't have people in Egypt and Assyria. By the very fact that he still goes on to have people in Egypt and Assyria tells you they're not Israelites. Terrible.
According to what?
Is this Israelites here?
According to what?
Zechariah 10:10. Are these Israelites here?
The ones who are fighting against the people? Yeah.
The ones that are what?
Fighting against the people?
Who's fighting against the people?
God.
No, these right here that are getting called out of Egypt and Assyria, are these Israelites? Yes or no?
What did it say?
Read it again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter
You read
10.
one verse. Read the context and show me who it's talking
This
about.
is Zechariah 10:10.
Yeah, you
Just
gave me
listen.
one verse.
You gotta read it.
You gotta read what? The verse?
Read it. Just listen.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 10 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
I will bring them again out of the land of Egypt and gather them out of Assyria.
Go ahead.
And I will bring them into the land of Gilead and Lebanon, and place shall not be found for them.
Are those Israelites?
Let me respond to you.
Go ahead.
I have no problem acknowledging that these are Israelites.
Okay.
However, you would make an error if you're trying to say that it's just Israel. Because what happened when God brought Israel out of Egypt? Was it just Israel that came out? No, it was a mixed multitude. So I have no problem with a mixed multitude being brought out of Assyria and out of Egypt that are not ethnic Israelites.
The point that's being made here is you're saying.
Let him finish this.
Real quick, I'm gonna be real quick. One sentence. The point that you were trying to make was Egypt and Assyria were also called by God's name. When I read this in the LXX, and then I also gave a supporting verse right here in Zechariah 10, when it was talking about Egypt and Assyria, it's talking about the children of Israel. That's literally what I just proved in the Greek and with a supporting text in the Hebrew. So we're gonna do the closing now?
We get 5 minutes closing.
No problem.
But he didn't prove that at all. That was an assertion. Nothing in the Hebrew or the Septuagint said any such thing.
On first.
I started the
You can
opening
go first.
slide. Yeah, I'll go
You go first.
Let me get this ready.
Hey, I'm sorry when you start.
Yeah, you go ahead and give me go ahead and give me that not everyone is from Abraham is from Abraham. We gotta close it out right.
Romans 9?
Oh, yeah. You take Paul as an authority, right? He's an apostle.
I don't got a problem with Paul.
Okay, good.
I like Paul, man.
All right, good.
It's a good brother. We love Paul.
No, they don't.
We're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do the Solomon prayer. Where it says, "Not everyone who is of Abraham is from Abraham is of Abraham." Romans 9. It's like the beginning. I think.
Romans 9 and verse 6 and
Oh man,
7.
thank you, bro. See, that's what I'm talking about, man. This is what
Yeah,
Jesus.
read it in the ESV when the word descended is not even there in the Greek.
The 5-minute closing.
I'm sorry.
I gotta correct that. So, yeah, the word descendant itself is not in the Greek. The word ek, which is a preposition, is in the Greek, which is used in reference to birth and lineage. So, he is true in a technicality, but not true in actuality. The meaning descendant is absolutely in the Greek.
I'm just saying.
Trying to help him out.
Romans 9:6. But it is not as though the word of God has failed, for they are not all Israel who are descended from Israel.
Verse 7.
Nor are they all children because they are Abraham's seed. But through Isaac your seed shall be named.
Wow.
That is, the children of the flesh are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are considered as seed.
Beautiful. Now, this is what I love about this. What I love about this is that you're not born of God according to the flesh, according to the will of man, according to what I want or you want, according to where your daddy's from or your mama's from, but you're born of God according to the will of God. And God can raise up children of Abraham from these stones. And we praise God that he raised up children of Abraham out of us Gentiles, out of us non-Israelites.
He's referencing Matthew 3:9 there.
And what I like about this,
And yeah, that is vocab reading for Godlogic.
what I like about this, you guys, is that what he's referring to is in Hosea, but Paul is interpreting this and relates this to the now times for those who put their faith in the Messiah and are born again into the faith and family of Abraham. Now, give me that prayer from Solomon, and we'll wrap this up. Because that was the first New Testament verse I quoted all day, isn't it? That's crazy, man. God is good. Let's go back to the Old Testament.
1 Kings 8:41.
Everybody, pay attention to this. This is Solomon's prayer.
Concerning the foreigner who is not of your people Israel.
Wait, say that again. Who's not what?
Who is not of your people Israel.
So a non-Israelite foreigner, watch Solomon's prayer.
If he comes from a far country for your name's sake, they will hear of your great name and your strong hand and of your outstretched arm. So if he comes and prays towards this house, listen in heaven your dwelling place, and do according to all for which the foreigner calls to you.
So hold on a second. So Solomon is having this temple built, and he's praying not just for the Israelites, but for the non-Israelites, that when they hear of God's goodness, when they hear of God's glory, that they're going to rush to the temple and they're going to offer their supplications and prayers to God. And he says, please do whatever they ask.
In order that all the peoples of the earth may know your name to fear you, as do your people Israel.
So here we have, God is not just a God of the Jews, but he's a God of all flesh, and this is being fulfilled not just back then, but today.
1 Kings 8:41.
There we go. There we go.
All right, so I'm gonna start off my closing with Romans 9, because you stopped at a specific verse for a reason. So I'm gonna start at verse 4, where it says, I'm gonna actually start at verse 3. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises, whose are the fathers, of whom as concerning the flesh Christ came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. This is what you started at.
Yeah, because that says it all. Paul is lamenting their unbelief and saying, I wish I could be accursed for them so that they could not be stuck in unbelief. All of these things were offered to them, given to them, promised to them. And yet, they're not believing. If they're not believing, they're not getting those things. So, he then says, it is not as though the word of God has taken no effect, or it's not as though the word of God has failed. How is it that what God has said is true, and yet all of these people aren't getting what he said belonged to them? That's the question that he's answering. And the answer is, not all who are born of the man Israel, of Jacob, ek Israel, it says in the Greek, out of Jacob, are Israel. So just because you are a physical descendant of Israel, that does not mean you are really Israel. Let's keep going.
Not as though the word of God had taken none effect, for they are not all Israel which are of Israel. Right here it says nothing about descendants.
It does. That's the Greek preposition ek, referring to out of, derived from, coming from, originating from.
Because if you understand the historicity of what's going on here, just like in Revelations 2 and 9, Revelations 3 and 9, the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not.
No, this is actual descendants of Jacob.
Was not the Edomites and the Herodians claiming to be Israelites here? That's not in the book of Acts. Drusilla was known as a Jewess. Herod was king over the Jews.
Yeah, and that's why he was actually held accountable to the law in Matthew 6:18. John the Baptist says it was against the law for him to be married to his brother's wife, because he was held to the law. It wasn't just some fake claim.
These are Edomites. This is what this is talking about. And you're going to see when you keep reading. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
So here's the thing he's missing, is every descendant of Isaac biologically is a descendant of, let me say that backwards. Every descendant of Jacob biologically is a descendant of Isaac. So Isaac's line through Jacob is every single flesh and blood Israelite. But not every single flesh and blood Israelite is counted as a descendant of Isaac.
Abraham had more children than Isaac. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise.
So just because you were a flesh and blood descendant, that doesn't make you a child of promise. Being chosen by God makes you a child of promise. And is that choice, that election, limited only to flesh and blood Israelites? No, which goes back to the verse Godlogic referenced earlier, Matthew 3:9. God can raise up children for Abraham from these stones. This goes into Galatians chapter 3. If you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's seed. It is a spiritual seed, one of promise, one of election, not one of biology, not according to the flesh.
Are counted for the seed. Who are the children of the promise? We just read that in verse 4. For this is the word of promise. At this time will come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac.
Right, so now it's illustrating election. And the point is that the election is not just a national thing, but even within the people of Israel, within all of mankind, that election exists.
For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. What shall we say then? Is this an unrighteousness with God? God forbid. You ain't even notice I skipped the verse. I did that on purpose. As it is written, because everybody love this, right? Everybody, this is the Israelite go to. As it is written, Jacob, yo, you hilarious. Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
And of course, they think hated means something like despised here. It doesn't. You can look in BDAG, references Luke 14:26. You're to hate your parents. That doesn't mean you're to despise them. Genesis 29:30 and 31. Leah is hated. Of course, it doesn't mean like she's despised. She's just not the chosen one, not the preferred one, not the one who is loved the most.
Why didn't you keep reading? And just like I said in the Greek, descendant is not even there, brother. It's not.
All right, I was going to wait. You know, actually, I'm probably going to do something with vocab on this pretty soon. But again, let me just read it in the Greek. It is. It really is. So, Ugar Pantes Hoi Ek Israel Hati. Oh, Hutoi, when I get Hati. Hutoi Israel. Ek Israel. It's right there. Ek. That's where we get descendant.
Not even there. You understand? Now going back, let's drop back down because I just want to deal with something real quick. It's time?
No, keep going.
It says, even us whom he hath called, not of the Jews only, but also of the Gentiles. You just quoted this. But look what it says. As he saith also in Hosea, which is Hosea, I will call them my people, which are not my people, and her beloved, which are not my beloved. In the context of Hosea, that's talking about the Israelites, brother.
Yes, and that is a future prophecy in Hosea 28, if you go back to start in verse 18, and yet Paul is applying it typologically to a different circumstance in his day, and also to a different people. So that is an end times prophecy concerning the northern kingdom. Paul is applying it, as he says himself, to the Gentiles who are coming to Christ. Different circumstance. I've broken this down many times before, but they don't understand typology or context for that matter. It's just, oh, here's a verse, and oh, that's about this person. I mean, go to Hebrews 2:13. By that argument, the prophet Isaiah is Jesus. Because Hebrews 2:13 quotes the words of Isaiah and applies them to Jesus. It's typology. It's not a literal application.
You can't sit there and now include the church. That's ridiculous. That's why even when you keep reading, what does it say right here in verse 7? Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel, though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. So what is this showing? That has nothing to do with, now the church is right here. That's talking about the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
No, it's not. Because Israel there would be Israel. When we get to 30 and 31, we have Gentiles and Israel. Israel here is all 12 tribes, just like it was at the beginning of chapter 9. It didn't suddenly become not all 12 tribes.
Very simple to understand. That's what the context is talking about. It ain't the time yet. Is it? 1 minute. You see? I got 1 minute left. So let's go. Let's go back to let's go back to Isaiah 60 and 15.
Matthew 28 for me.
Not at all, not at all.
It's the book of Isaiah.
60 and 15.
Chapter 60. And verse,
Yeah.
the book of Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 15.
This is what you gotta realize. Read.
The book of Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 15.
Go ahead.
Whereas thou hast been broken and hated.
No, where it says those that don't serve you.
Oh, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee
The nation and kingdom that's not gonna serve Israel, this is what has to be understood. Read.
shall perish.
Shall perish. There's gonna be also a class system within heaven. The children of Israel are going to rule. That's why even in Isaiah 2, what do you have?
Notice he never dealt with Revelation 5, 9, and 10. All tribes, all kindred will rule, not just the 12 tribes of Israel. Never touch that.
All of the nations coming in what? Having to learn the ways of Jacob. That's what the kingdom of heaven is. The children of Israel ruling underneath the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, who we all agree is Jesus Christ. We all agree that that's Jesus Christ. And with the children of Israel ruling, the rest of the nations are going to have to be under subjection underneath the children of Israel.
All right, let's clap up, everybody.
All right. That is it. Yeah, I mean, let's just be real. Yawasap crashed and burned bad. He made stuff up. He just fabricated the usage in Hebrews 12:3. He totally cratered on Deuteronomy 28 because he ignored what was going on in the context. He depended upon the added words of the King James Version in Leviticus 25:35. He, what else did he do? Ignored Revelation 5. Ignored the broader context of the interaction between Israelites and other nations and how there were people of other nations included. I mean, just over and over and over again. Mistake after mistake after mistake. And a lot of this will be convincing to, of course, his audience, but you hope and pray that it pricks the conscience of some of the people that were listening that were in his groups. And, it's not just his camp. I don't remember the name of his camp, but Tazariak is there too. So I'm sure IUIC was listening as well. And you just hope and pray that, God uses this to reach some of them. So, but that's all I got for now. I just wanted to come in and walk through this. So I appreciate everyone for joining. And I am going to go ahead and sign out. So God bless you all.